never give up, nah, nah, nah. I won't give up, nah, nah, nah. Let me love you, Robbie. Make me love you. I never give up, nah, nah, nah. I won't give up, nah, nah, nah. Let me love you, Robbie. Make me love you.
In the previous video, I have told you the story of how Yusuf alayhi salam was tempted by Zulaikha, who was the wife of his master, the chief minister of Egypt named Potiphar. Zulaikha was much older than Yusuf, but she was beautiful. Nevertheless, Yusuf refused her because he was afraid of Allah. Zulaikha threatened to imprison Yusuf. However, Yusuf preferred to choose jail than betraying his master, Potiphar, who had raised him from his childhood. Life in prison was hard, but Yusuf alayhi salam accepted the will of Allah. In prison, he prayed for Zulaikha that Allah guide her to the right path.
Give him a place. Everybody stays here a while, and then they leave.
Help! Don't let him beat me!
Stop it! He's too weak to bear your punches.
Nobody can bear them. Don't, son. Think of yourself.
He's a human. How can I be indifferent? Stop it! I'll tell you for the last time. Stop this fighting.
What did you say?
I said stop fighting.
When they were shoeing horses, a mosquito raised its foot too. Let go!
Calm down.
Let go!
Calm down.
Haven't you got the guts?
If you're calm now, then stop.
You were told not to try and fight the inmates. And you've started already.
I was preventing a fight. I didn't fight.
Excellency Kidderman, if not for this young man, Nineveh Kepta would have killed me.
What exactly do you do here? The inmates rip each other apart and you stand by and watch? From now on, whoever causes a fight or disorder in prison will receive 100 lashes.
How is it he bears the lashes?
He's very strong. Didn't you see how firmly he held Nineveh captive?
It's not fair. He shouldn't be punished.
$50. That's enough. Untie him. I don't know how I can ever thank you enough. You risked your life for me. You'd have killed me if you weren't there.
We're humans. We must help each other. It was my duty to support you.
99. 100. Take him to solitary confinement.
What's your name? Why are you here? Why did I bring you here?
To the people of Egypt, Yusuf is what I'm called. Till this morning, I was...
He was going to prison like a victorious hero. What if he doesn't apologize?
Don't rush, my lady. It's still too early to judge. He will appreciate the comfort and the freedom of the palace in a few days.
The day he was leaving, he looked like someone released from prison. Not someone going to prison. I hope this trick will work. Otherwise, I'll blame you.
O Lord, make easy the hardship of prison and torture for me. Grant me the patience and forbearance. My Lord, Potiphar and Zulaikha did very much for me. I forgave them. You forgive them too. Save Zulaikha from the various prisons she has created for herself, and guide her to thy path.
Yusuf alayhi salam continued to do good things to improve the life of people in prison.
Leave him! I said leave him! Leave him!
Stop! If Yusuf is whipped one more time, then we will all stop working.
my duty.
You don't need a new shirt. That one is good.
No, on the contrary. This shirt is not suitable here. I should dress like the other prisoners.
It's not my size.
Exchange them if they aren't fitting you.
Yusuf alayhi salam started to practice his duty as the prophet of God by inviting prisoners to know the creator of this world, Allah, Almighty God.
Why don't the gods do anything to free us from prison? I don't understand. What's the use of Aman? I don't blame Aman. You are to blame if you expect a lifeless piece of rock to help you. What is the difference between the rocks we break and Aman? Aman is powerless and others do everything for him. And yet you expect him to help you?
Then in whom can we take refuge when we need help? If not Aman.
Ask. Think. You need to find a wantless God. A mighty God who can solve your problems.
Where can we find such a god? The gods Aman, Ra, and Isis are all we know.
You don't have to search. He's always here. The God you're talking about, does he confiscate people's money by force? And does he, like Aman, take beautiful women?
The priests of the temple of God you're talking about, do they tyrannize the people?
The God I'm talking about does none of these things, and is against them all. He is the benevolent and omnipotent.
So, what happens to Zulaikha after Yusuf just jailed over her? 7 years went by. Young people got old. Zulaikha's husband, Potiphar, realized his fault by letting Yusuf imprisoned by her. So, he resigned from his position as the chief minister of Egypt. The king of Egypt came to know about the prophethood of Yusuf and the ability of him to interpret dreams given by Allah. So he commanded Yusuf to be released from prison. Yusuf agreed to go out of jail, but he wanted the king clarify the case of him with Zulaikha, just to convince Potiphar that he did not betray him. And the king said, "Bring him to me." But when the messenger came to him, Yusuf said, "Return to your master and ask him what is the case of the women who cut their hands. Indeed, my Lord is knowing of their plan." Quran, chapter 12, verse 50. Said the king to the women, "What was your condition when you sought to seduce Yusuf?" They said, "Perfect is Allah. We know about him no evil." The wife of Al-Aziz, or Zulaikha, said, "Now the truth has become evident. It was I who sought to seduce him, and indeed he is of the truthful." Quran, chapter 12, verse 51. Yusuf said, "I did this so that he, Al-Aziz Potiphar, may know that I did not betray him in his absence, and that Allah does not allow the design of the treacherous to succeed." Quran, chapter 12, verse 52.
This is unheard of in Uruz. The culprit that we wish to free from prison has set conditions for his release?
Yes, Your Highness. He asked Your Highness to investigate the event of the women who cut their hands.
What story? Which women? Does anybody know this?
Yes, Your Highness. I know the story. If you will allow it, I'll bring the women concerned here.
Immediately. I want to know everything. Many years ago, an event occurred between you, the noble women of Egypt, and Yusarsif. I want to know the truth about that event. What happened exactly when you met Yusarsif? Someone answer. Have you no tongues? One of you, talk.
We witness no wickedness or indecency in Yusarsif.
We never saw any sin from Yusarsif. He is decent.
Can one accuse a heavenly angel of indecency or immorality?
I want to know who the guilty party was when this event occurred. Did he do no wrong at all? Did he not commit a sin? Zulaikha must answer. Who was the guilty party at that event? Do you consider Yusarsif guilty or not guilty? Well, my decision is to reveal the truth of this event. Therefore, be certain no lie will go unpunished. You witnessed the unequivocal confessions of these women.
Today, the truth has been exposed. And the truth, hidden from some people for many years, has been revealed. In view of the compelling truth, I have no alternative but to bitterly confess it is the truth. I was in love with the chaste Yusarsif for many years. I wanted to have him. To have a sinful relationship. But he chose to be chaste and rejected me many times.
True that Yusarsif was your slave, and you had the power to have him. But you were already married, and not entitled to such a sin.
So you are confessing that you were guilty? That you plotted this, and then imprisoned an innocent man?
Right. I confess my guilt. And that Yusarsif is innocent.
You are to blame as well, Potiphar. You kept incarcerated for so long a young man who is superior to all dream interpreters. One who is unique in chastity, and also in decency.
I have no explanation about this mistake. I say only, perhaps prison was the only way to shut the mouths of the slanderers. All the same, I know I am also guilty. With your permission, I will now take my leave. I am not feeling well.
All right. You may leave. Take these women to the temporary prison of the palace, until I decide what to do with them.
Let's go. I'm talking to you. Move. What are you waiting for?
Greetings to the great dream interpreter, Yusuf.
Greetings to the sagacious, pure Yusuf.
Greetings to the great lady of Egypt.
Do you remember? You came here with Potiphar to my father, Amenhotep III.
And you put on my neck the gift from the late Amenhotep.
You will be a great man one day. You will have both a high position and prophethood.
The women of Thebes were justified in admiring him. He really is beautiful.
I've been very eager to meet you since the interpretation of my dream. And I felt guilty since I found out about your innocence and chastity. Why must the great and wise dream interpreter be in prison under my rule? I imprisoned the women of Egypt because of you.
I am truly grateful to the Pharaoh for his support. But I don't want the women of Egypt to be punished or imprisoned.
Potiphar was ill and dead. Thus, the king of Egypt appointed Yusuf to replace his position as the chief minister or governor of Egypt. And the king said, "Bring him to me. I will appoint him exclusively for myself." And when he spoke to him, he said, "Indeed, you are today established in position and trusted." Quran chapter 12 verse 54. As a child, Yusuf was forced to leave his home country Palestine and separate from his father Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam for many years. But then he turned to be successful in Egypt, but the will of Allah. In this way, we, Allah, settled Yusuf in that land, Egypt, to live wherever he wished. We, Allah, grant our mercy to whoever we will, and do not fail to reward those who do good. Quran chapter 12 verse 56.
What would happen if we worshipped Yusuf's God instead? If you see Yusuf, if you see Yusuf,
Rhamzan, commander of guards in Excellency Potiphar's palace, requests permission to enter.
Potiphar was a great man. He served Egypt and its pharaoh well. Egypt owes its glory and strength to his devotion. Deliver my commiserations to his family and the palace residents. We will attend the ceremony to carry him to the west. As per the old traditions, I must appoint Potiphar's successor on the day of his funeral. For this position, I know of no one more deserving than Yusuf, the old companion of Potiphar, and the trustee of the Egyptian people. Today, I appoint Yusuf Potiphar's successor and the governor of Egypt.
Potiphar was a great man. May God bless him.
But you suffered because of him. You spent long years in prison.
I still respect him and bear no grudge against him.
Yusuf, governor of Egypt, enters.
Greetings to the mighty and kind-hearted Pharaoh.
Greetings to Yusuf, governor of Egypt.
I am thankful that the Pharaoh considered me capable of succeeding Potiphar.
When God has chosen you for the heavy responsibility of prophethood, how could I choose someone else to manage the affairs of Egypt? You deserve much more than that. You are prudent, capable.
The table had turned. Zulaikha became an old poor woman after her husband died. But she continued to love Yusuf and tried many ways to meet him, which ended with failures. However, the love story continues to the next chapter, the happy ending. See you in the next video, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, I am a Muslim. Have a blessed Friday. If you like Quran stories, you can subscribe to this channel.
I'll be here for you, praying for you. May Allah protect you and guide you all until the day we meet again together forever. As I told you many times before, I will never let you go. Never let you go. Oh, oh, oh. Don't be sad and don't you lose your hope. Allah is with you. Allah is with you. I'll be here for you, praying for you. May Allah protect you and guide you all until the day we meet again together forever. When I got a dream